Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. COMELEC Commissioner Rowena Guanzon released a copy of her separate opinion on the matter of Bongbong Marcos's disqualification cases. Greg Gregorio joins us live from outside the COMELEC office in Manila for more details. Greg, hi. Can you talk us through the contents of the opinion of Commissioner Guanzon?
Sean, there are three major points based on the released separate opinion of Commissioner Rowena Guanzon in relation to the three disqualification cases filed against presidential aspirant Bongbong Marcos that are pending with the COMELEC First Division. On the first subject, Guanzon said, despite or contrary to the argument of the petitioners, respondent Bongbong Marcos was not sentenced by final judgment to a penalty of imprisonment of more than 18 months. And also contrary to the petitioners, Marcos was never perpetually disqualified just based on the decision from the RTC or even from the Court of Appeals in relation to his violation of the tax code. But according to Guanzon, his 4 counts of violation of the tax code is already enough for it to have a moral turpitude, meaning even though Marcos had no imprisonment and had no perpetual disqualification as a result of his violations, there is still a ground for him to be disqualified, and that is the crime involving moral turpitude. And according to Guanzon, with this, she insisted that she voted for presidential aspirant BBM or Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. to be disqualified from the presidential race of the May 2022 elections. Sean?
Right. Greg, Commissioner Guanzon also gave Commissioner Amy Ferolino, until today, January 31, to release the decision. Is there any update on that front? When can we expect to see the full decision?
Sean, up until this time, we have yet to see the final decision of the COMELEC First Division in relation to these 3 disqualification cases. When we asked COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez just a while ago, he said there is still no movement from the division in relation to this matter. As explained by Director Jimenez, though we have one commissioner, that is Commissioner Guanzon, who is eyeing for a 0 backlog before she retires, we have another commissioner in the division, who is Commissioner Ferolino, who wants to be very thorough before she would write the before she would write the final decision of the COMELEC First Division rather. And according to Jimenez, we can't pressure a commissioner for him or her to write the final decision until he or she is satisfied with the finality of the case. Sean?
All right, so there's no way to fast forward the release of Commissioner Ferolino's decision, or at least the First Division's decision on those disqualification cases. But Greg, Commissioner Guanzon also challenged Commissioner Ferolino to resign alongside her, alongside her retirement. Has the COMELEC released any statements or any reactions to this supposed infighting between these 2 commissioners?
Sean, the COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez said the commission only have a reaction to COMELEC Commissioner Rowena Guanzon's challenge to Chairman Abbas to step in and resolve this perceived infight amongst members of the the COMELEC on-bank who are COMELEC Commissioner Rowena Guanzon and then Commissioner Amy Ferolino. According to Director James Jimenez, this problem is still at the level of the COMELEC First Division, which has to be dealt or be resolved in their level, and the chairman will not step in at this moment. They don't, and as I've mentioned, they don't have a statement as to the challenge of Commissioner Guanzon for Commissioner Amy Ferolino and other commissioners to resign altogether even before her retirement day on February 2. Sean?
Right. So what is the next move of Commissioner Guanzon, Greg? Will her decision actually, or will her vote be counted if the decision remains pending until after she retires? Meaning, will what she has said so far hold any water after February 2?
Sean, according to Commissioner Guanzon, when she was speaking in front of the Manila Cathedral earlier today after a mass she attended with some supporters, she released her separate opinion today so that it would be placed in record that she voted to disqualify a presidential aspirant whom she thinks is not qualified to run for office based on substantial evidences admitted in relation to the pending disqualification cases. According to her, after her retirement, she will continually push or he'll continually advocate for the transparency and truth. And meanwhile, according to the COMELEC, COMELEC Commissioner Rowena Guanzon's separate opinion would only be a material up until February 2, when she is still a COMELEC commissioner, because according to Director James Jimenez, starting February 3, when Commissioner Rowena Guanzon is already retired, she will no longer be part of the COMELEC Commission or the Commission on Elections, which will then remove her right to vote for a certain case. Meaning she's no longer part of the COMELEC First Division and she's no longer part of the COMELEC as entirely. And then she don't have part anymore on having a final decision on the 3 DQ cases against Bongbong Marcos.
Okay,
Sean?
so long story short, Greg, whatever Commissioner Guanzon has already released and her decision that she put out there, her separate opinion, it will no longer hold water after February 2, meaning her vote will also be invalidated, or any opinion that she had on the matter will be invalidated starting February 3. Yeah?
Yes, Sean, that is right. That is if the main decision will be released from February 3 onwards. But if the decision will be released from this day to February 2, then the separate opinion of Commissioner Rowena Guanzon can be considered as either concurrent or the descending opinion to the main decision, which is pending to be released by the COMELEC First Division. Sean?
All right, thanks for clearing that up. So it will be a dissenting opinion if it is released on February 2, because I believe tomorrow is a Chinese New Year. So thank you so much for that update. Greg Gregorio reporting to us live from Manila. Stay safe, Greg. And the COMELEC has assured the public that the upcoming elections will remain secure, despite claims of Smartmatic systems being compromised. JC Cosico with that story.
The Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center, or CICC, believes the system of software provider Smartmatic was compromised. This was the preliminary discovery of CICC, which is an attached agency of the Department of Information and Communications Technology. During the hearing of the Joint Congressional Oversight Committee on the Automated Election System, CICC Executive Director Cesar Mancao says they have sufficient artifacts on this.
On the contractor of the COMELEC, which is Smartmatic, we believe that their system is compromised, and that we are not also accusing them for doing it themselves at this moment, We know that there cannot gonna be an external or internal factors that in play. We have identified the group that claimed, and we have sufficient artifacts of this time that we can reveal in this session.
Mancao has requested for an executive session to discuss their findings. If it was true that Smartmatic's system was compromised, the Commission on Elections assured lawmakers that the upcoming polls will still be intact as they are not giving any sensitive information to Smartmatic.
We do not provide them information. We do not provide them relevant informations, but only those informations available to the public, just like the voter the project of precincts, the voting center, which is available to the public.
In the meantime, COMELEC maintained that their servers were not hacked. The CICC also believes that the alleged hacking incident was not possible. For News 5, JC Cosico, We Are One News.
And children aged 5 to 11 in and around Metro Manila can get their COVID-19 booster shots starting Friday. Malacanang says the vaccination rollout will be taking place in 6 vaccination sites across the capital region. And these are the Philippine Heart Center, the Philippine Children's Medical Center, the National Children's Hospital, the Manila Zoo, SM North EDSA Skydome, and the Phil Oil Arena in San Juan City will all be used as vaccination sites. To date, only Pfizer vaccines have been given an EUA or emergency use authorization for the inoculation of the 5 to 11 age group. And several teachers who fell victim to an alleged phishing scheme have filed their complaints over at the National Bureau of Investigation today. The Teachers Dignity Coalition chairperson, Benjo Basa, said around 100 teachers reported having their land bank accounts wiped out. Basas also said that authorities should investigate similar incidents in other regions. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.